Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we are going to start the third and final part of the chapter taken from class 7th English textbook Honeycomb. The name of the chapter is The Three Questions by Leo Tolstoy.
Now, before we move on to the next and the final part of the story, let's have a quick recap of the previous parts. There was a king who once thought that he would never fail in his life if he knew answers to three questions. Those questions were: what is the right time to begin any work? Who are the most important people for him? And what is the most important work for him? So he thought if he knew answers to these questions, he would never be unsuccessful. He would never fail in any of his endeavors. And as he was a very good king, he wanted to help his people. He wanted to do everything for the welfare of his people. So in this way, he thought he would never be unsuccessful in his life, in any of his work, if these answers are known to him. So, to get the answers, he sent the messengers throughout his kingdom, and he announced a reward also, that the person who answered his questions correctly would be given a very good reward. But to his dismay and his disappointment, he did not get any correct answer. Those answers which he got were not practical at all. They did not fit in all the situations. So, then he thought of visiting a hermit. He had heard a lot about a hermit who was renowned for his wisdom, and but he met only ordinary people. So he thought he should go and visit him in ordinary clothes. So he went to the jungle, and he left his bodyguard and his horse at a certain distance away from the hermit's hut. And then he planned to go there all alone on foot. When he went there, he saw that hermit was digging ground for flower beds. He was making flower beds. So he asked the questions to hermit, but the hermit did not answer. He waited for some time, but still he did not get any answer. So then he saw that hermit was very old and very weak. So he sympathized with him, and he felt bad that such an old man was digging the ground, was doing such a hard labor. So he took the spade from him and he started digging the ground for hermit. So he continued to do that work, and after some time he again stopped and asked the questions, repeated his questions. The hermit did not answer, and he took the spade from him and he told him that he must be tired, now he should rest, and he would continue digging. But the king was very frustrated. He did not give the spade back to the hermit, and he continued digging the ground. When it became evening, the sun had set by now, and then the king, he was very much disappointed, and he thought that he should better leave the hut, he should better go from there if he was not going to get any answer. So he told the hermit that if he was not willing to give any answer, he should tell him and he would return. Just then hermit told him, just look at the man, he is coming to you. And then they saw that a man came running to them. The man was he when he reached them, he fainted. He was severely wounded. The king, and with the help of hermit, he took the man into the hut, gave him water to drink, and dressed his wound till the bleeding stopped. Both of them, the bearded man, he was of course very wounded, very injured, so he slept. And the king was so exhausted by the day's work that he too slept on the floor. When the bearded man woke up, he asked the king to forgive him. The king was very surprised why he was asking for forgiveness, what he had done. But the man said, you please forgive me because you take me as a person who is very injured, but actually I am your enemy. Or maybe I should say, I was your enemy a few, some minutes or some time before, because I wanted to take revenge on you. You had put my brother to death and you had seized my property, and that is why I was very angry with you. So I wanted to take revenge on you. So I came here to kill you. But see what you have done to me. You have saved my life. So the king was happy in having made peace with his enemy. The bearded man told the king now he would be the faithful servant and the loyal servant of the king for his entire lifetime. He was going to serve him as the most faithful and loyal servant, as he had saved his life. The king was very happy, and he told him that he would return his property also, and he would send his doctors to look after him, to take very good care of him. So both of them became very good friends because both of them helped each other. He was extremely happy having made peace with the enemy, but in some part of his heart he was still dissatisfied because he had not got the answers to his questions for which he came to the hermit. Now, for the last time, he went to the hermit and he asked him, Hermit, if you are not ready to give me the answer, no problem, I will go from here. But the hermit told him, See, you have already been answered. Didn't you see that? The king was very surprised, and he didn't know when the hermit gave him the answer because he kept mum all the time. He did not say anything at all. The hermit started explaining, and he told him, You have already been answered, as, don't you see, if if he said, if you had not pitied my weakness and you had not dug these beds for me, then you would have gone away. Then the man who had been waiting for you to attack, who had been hiding behind the bushes, he would have come out of there and he would have killed you, he would have attacked you, and then maybe you would have died without making peace with your enemy. So what you did, you stayed here with me, you sympathized with me, and this saved your life. So what is the most important time to start any work? What is the right time to start any work? That is now. So whatever work comes to you, that time only it should be done. The second question was, who are the most important people? To this the hermit replied, the most important people are the people you are surrounded with at that time. So who was most important person for you? I was the most important person for you when you were digging the beds for me. And the most important person when the man came running to you and he was wounded and you took good care of him, at that time he was the most important person for you, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and to do good to that person is the most important business. So what good did you do the person? You dressed his wounds, you saved his life. So that was the most important to work for you at that time. So that was the reason why your enemy also turned into your friend. So this is how all these three questions were perfectly answered by the hermit. And the king was happy and he went back to his kingdom. Now we'll play a vocabulary game. It's called Simple List, and it's a very simple game. You can play at home also with your parents, with your siblings, with anybody. The rule says, first we will divide the students into 2 or more teams, and each team will be given 1 minute to list out as many words as possible from the current text. They will write the words on a piece of paper, and the team who writes the maximum words will win. So if it is not in the classroom, at home also you can play this with your friends, with your parents, that whosoever writes the maximum words from the current text, he would win. Now how we'll proceed on with the game? The team with the maximum words, the most words, must explain the definition of each word. And if they miss a definition, then this passes on to the other team. They will take over explaining those definitions to win, and this is how the game continues. And we can have a word wall in our classroom or at our home also, and whatever word we have written or we have explained, we will paste those words, or maybe we can write those words on the word wall. So this is how this game is to be played, and it's a very interesting game. All of you would like it. Now we come to the vocabulary section of the text, that is vocabulary quiz. I'm going to ask the meaning of certain difficult words from the text. The first word is wounded. What is the meaning of wounded? Does it mean severely injured, or got up from sleep, or pardon, or loyal? Which is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is severely injured. Next word is awoke. What is the meaning of awoke? Number 1, aware. Next, inconsistent. Next, got up from sleep. Next is cruel. So which one is correct answer? The correct answer is got up from sleep. Awoke means got up from sleep. The next question is, what is the meaning of forgive? Does it mean pardon, or take revenge, or sleeping, or give back? So the correct meaning of forgive is pardon. The next question is, what is the meaning of faithful? Is it polite, rude, loyal, or small patches of ground for plants? The correct meaning of faithful is loyal. The next question is, what is the meaning of pity? Does it mean customized, or feel sorry for, or severely injured, or angry? So the meaning of pity is feel sorry for. The next word is beds. What is the meaning of beds? Flower beds. Does it mean flower, a clearing in the forest, a bonsai, or small patches of ground for plants? So beds means small patches of ground for plants. The next activity that we are going to do is match the following. There are 2 columns here. In one column, some sentence is written, and the second part, the other part of the sentence is written in the other column. You have to match the sentence with its correct part. The first is, the right time to start a work is. So there are so many sentences given here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 answers. You have to choose one. Match it with the correct answer. So the right time to start a work is now. Next is, what the most important person in our life is. Who is the most important person in our life? The one we are with right now. So the most important person in our life is the person who we are with now. The next is, the most important thing is. The most important thing is to do good to the person we are with. The king's questions were answered perfectly. The next sentence is, this is an important lesson Why it is an important lesson? To improve our way of living. This is an important lesson to improve our way of living. Then last one is, the king's generosity turned his enemy into his most faithful servant. So he was able to win over the heart of his enemy and he became his servant. So this activity is over now. We move on to the next activity. The next activity that we are going to do is rearrangement of jumble words. These words have been taken from your text, so it would be very easy for you to arrange them so that they turn out into the meaningful sentences. So I am giving you 5 minutes to do this activity. Arrange these words in proper order. The subject should come in the beginning and then followed by verb and then followed by the object if it is there. So accordingly you have to find out, arrange them and then write the answer. Now let's check if your answers are correct. The first answer is, this is a story of Russia. The next one, it talks about a king who wanted to be successful in life. Next is, he went to the hermit who lived in a jungle. A man came running to them. Next, he was severely wounded. Next is, the king dressed his wounds, and the next is, and made peace with the bearded man who was his enemy. Now children, if you have seen it, that when you write them all together from first sentence to the last sentence, it forms a paragraph which is somehow or the other related to the summary of the text. Now we are going to do the pronunciation drill of rhyming words. These words have come in your text. Now you have to write the rhyming words of these words, the words which rhyme with them, and then we will do the pronunciation of these words. So first I am giving you 2 minutes to find out the rhyming words, to write maximum rhyming words that you know of these words which are given on the screen. The first word is fail, then things, three, never, messenger, prepare, must, pleasure. So write their rhyming words and then we will do the pronunciation drill. Yes, now you all must have written. So let's do the drill of these pronunciation drill of rhyming words. Fail. The rhyming words could be nail, pale, male, hail, sail. Rhyming words, I hope all of you know. The words which rhyme, their sound is similar. They are pronounced as similar words. Maybe the beginning letter may change, few letters may change, but the pronunciation of the words are somehow similar. The next is things. So rhyming words can be wings, rings. With three, we can write tree, free, spree. Next is never. For never, we can write ever, clever. Next is messenger. We can write passenger. Prepare. It rhymes with repair. Must. It rhymes with lust, trust. Pleasure. It rhymes with treasure, measure. Next is advance. The rhyming word is dance. Next is right. It rhymes with height, might. Urgent. It's sergeant. Wait, trait. Look, took, shook, but, hut, cut. Next is said, paid, laid, raid. Next is money, honey, sunny. So we have done some rhyming words as well as the pronunciation drill of those rhyming words. The next activity is mind twisting twins of literary devices. We are going to do two here. One is homographs and homophones. Now homographs are the words that are spelled the same but they have different meanings. Whereas homophones are the words that sound alike but they may have different meanings and different spellings. So some examples of homographs are lie. The meaning of lie is untruth and the other meaning of lie is lie down. So both these words are written with the same spelling. Their spelling is same but their meaning is different. Another example of homograph is tear. That means I drop. When we cry, tear comes out of our eyes. And next meaning of tear is to rip off, to tear the pages of a book. Next word is fair. Now there are three possible meanings of fair. First is county fair, that we go to. Generally children love visiting fair. Second, fair is appearance, complexion. And the third meaning of fair is reasonable. It is very just, it is very reasonable. So there are three meanings of this word fair, but it has similar spelling and meaning is different. The next example is bow. Now first is shoots an arrow. It's bow and arrow, yes. Next is bow tie, and bow is also called the front of a boat, the front part of a boat. So it is bow, and bow is another word that will become homophones because bow means to bend, to greet somebody. Next comes homophones. These words, their pronunciation are same, but they have different spellings and different meanings. The first example is sea. It means ocean, and the second spelling of sea is S-E-E, that means eyes. You can see with your eyes. The next example is stew, T-O-O, that means as well. And next is TO2, that is preposition. And another two is TWO2, it means two, the number. Next example is lead. Lead means the metal. And the other example is lead. Lead means to guide. It is the past form of lead. Lead is to guide. Next is there. Spelling is THERE. It means shows a distance. It shows a distance, that there is a book lying on the table. And next word is there. That means possessive. The house, their house is in the corner. So these are various examples of homographs and homophones. The next activity that we are going to do is describing words for the king and the hermit and the incidents to justify them. So I have made three columns here. One is for king and the other one is for hermit. In second column I have written some adjectives or qualities of the king, and the column incident to justify is left blank. So you are supposed to write the incident which justifies the quality of king. Like I have written sympathetic. So which incident justifies, which event shows that the king was sympathetic? I'll give you the example. When the king saw the hermit, he was digging the ground. He felt pity for him, as he found him very weak and old to do such tedious work. So he took the spade and started digging for the hermit. So this shows that he was sympathetic. So you have to write this incident in this blank, in this column. The same way it goes for inquisitive. It means he was curious. So you have to write the incident. What happened in the story which tells you that the king was inquisitive, forgiving, helpful, and patient. So these are the 5 adjectives given for king, and you have to write the events or the incidents or the examples from the story which justify these qualities. The next column is of hermit. Again, there are some adjectives given for the hermit and the incident to justify those adjectives, like wise. How can you say that the hermit was wise? You have to write the example or the event or the incident from the story which says that the hermit was wise. There are 5 examples given, adjectives given for the hermit: wise, practical, calm, patient, and lonely. So this work you're supposed to do on your own. Now this is the time for crossword puzzle. I am going to give you a crossword puzzle and some time will be given to you, and I hope all of you know what a crossword puzzle is, and you will be given time to complete, read the information across and down, and accordingly you have to fill. Here is the crossword puzzle. Now across, I'll just read it out for you. Across, one says opposite of front, and down one says I will go dash myself. 2 is dash you go yesterday, and 2 down is opposite of night. So I hope there is nothing to explain here. Some boxes are already there. You read the information across and down, and whatever letter suits the box, you have to fill the box with those letters. So I'm giving you 5 minutes to do it. Actually, it's a very simple crossword. Mostly it has taken prepositions. Not all, but almost all the blanks are being filled by the preposition. So try to, it is a hint to help you out. I'm giving you 5 minutes to do this activity. Now here is the sheet which shows the answer of all the crossword puzzle. All the answers are given here. Now you can check what answers you have written, if it is correct, and then you can mark yourself. Now this is just one activity, one crossword puzzle which I have given here. Similarly, we can do a number of crossword puzzles based on the chapter also, or based on different grammatical aspect also. Like we can take for preposition, we can take for articles, we can take for verbs, and endless number of things are there. We can use them in crossword puzzle. We can make our own crossword puzzle also. So this is what we have done here. I hope all of your answers must be correct, because it is very simple and we must start from a simple activity and then we should move on to the complex one. Now before we wind up the chapter, let us do a quick recapitulation of the things we have done so far. The name of the chapter is The Three Questions, written by Leo Tolstoy. Now about the author. Leo Tolstoy was one of the most famous novelists during 19th century. He was famous for his novels such as War and Peace and Anna Karenina. The story is about a king who was troubled with 3 different problems. The first was the right time to start a work. Second question, the most important people. And the third one, the most important work. So what is the right time to start a work? Who are the most important people? And what is the most important work? He tried to get the answer, but he couldn't get the right answer from his people. Then he thought of visiting a hermit. So the king went to the hermit in disguise of ordinary person and asked the 3 questions, but he got no reply. The next, I will go home. After hours of digging, the king asked the hermit again, but he received no reply. So he decides to go back. Just then, an injured man came running. Helping the enemy. The king and the hermit dressed his wounds. The man asked him for his forgiveness, as he intended to kill him. So he turned into a friend. This is how the king helped his enemy turn into his friend. And at the end of the chapter, the king was very happy because he got the answers to all his three questions, the best answers to his questions, along with the explanation. Now, what is the right time to start a work? Now is the best time to start any work. The most important people are the people you are with, and to do good to that person is the most important work. So very happily, very satisfied, the king went back to his kingdom, and he got a key mantra to rule his kingdom, to help his subjects, and to become a successful king. Now the last part of this presentation is home assignment. Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. So children, you have to write an article on procrastination is a thief of time. We all know procrastination means delaying of work. We do not do any work on time and we keep on delaying the work. So this is very, very bad, and in this chapter also we have read the right time to start any work is now. So you have to write an article on procrastination is a thief of time. Second question is, how did the hermit justify his answers? So you have to give reason, because hermit also gave reason to the king how now is the most important time, the right time to start any work. People you are with right now are the most important people, and to do them good is the most important business for you. So how did he explain all these things to the king? With examples you will write. Now, thank you children, thank you all of you for your patient listening. I hope my presentation will be helpful to you in understanding the concept of the chapter. Thank you so much.